Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are checking out this channel for the very first time and you're interested in becoming a model, you definitely want to consider subscribing because I make awesome videos on a weekly basis that you guys are absolutely gonna love. So there's a lot that goes into becoming a model, and there's a lot of pitfalls that a lot of new models or aspiring models make on their journey to becoming a signed and working model. So I want to share with you guys some of the things that I wish I personally knew before I became a model. And then that way you guys can learn from it and hopefully avoid some of those mistakes. So let's talk about a couple of things that I wish I knew before I became a model, coming right up. So number one, models don't get paid per salary, or they don't get signed to a huge contract by the agency and then all of a sudden they're making all this money. That's not how it works. And that was one of my misconceptions, is that I thought that models got signed to an agency and then the agency would give them like a huge contract that would sustain them, their cost of living and all of that kind of stuff, right? But that's not how it works. Models get paid per job, not monthly, not bi-weekly. There's no salary or anything like that. You get paid per job. So if you're not working, if you're not booking, you're not getting paid at all. So you need to find something else to do. A lot of models in New York, because New York is a very expensive city, a lot of models in New York tend to have like a flexible job, like a waiter or something like that. So this is something that you guys want to keep in mind as you seek to become a model, is just know that you have to have your finances in order, because jobs are not going to come every day. And if you're not booking, you're gonna go broke basically. So you wanna have something to fall back on. Another thing I wish I knew, and a lot of models right now don't even know this, is that you don't necessarily need an agent to become a working model or a published model, right? Of course, being signed to an agency helps because they have a huge client list. They can get you exposure, they can get you to all the castings, they have a network of casting directors, etc. But you can still become a working model, still become a published model without getting any representation. Especially in today's day and age, there are apps like Swipecast or New Book, etc. There are websites where you could submit yourself. You can go to fashion shows and attend the castings to get booked. So it's a lot easier than it used to be back in the days. So if you're not a signed model, it's not a big deal. You can still become a working and successful model, but just know that you have to hustle a lot harder than those who are signed. Another thing I wish I knew before becoming a model is that modeling is a commitment, right? It's a commitment to your health, your fitness. This is a sacrifice that you need to make as a person to make sure that you're always taking care of your health, make sure you're always thinking about your fitness, your nutrition, taking care of your skin. First of all, it's expensive, right? Because you're purchasing all these products, you're buying organic foods, you're eating healthy, and eating healthy costs a lot of money. So this is a lifetime commitment, but of course it's for your own good. You definitely want to take care of your body to have a long career, take care of your skin. You're going to make sacrifices like cutting back on alcohol or not even consuming alcohol at all, or cutting back on fried, greasy foods, fast food, etc., and just eating a salad every now and then, right? So it's a sacrifice, it's a huge commitment. This is something that you guys need to keep in mind as you look to become a model. You can't have the same diet as non-models. You have to have a strict diet. You have to work out often and take care of your skin. Because when you go to castings, you're judged on your appearance, and whether you get the job or not depends on how you look, your physical appearance, your body, your skin, etc. Another thing I wish I knew is that you don't need to be famous to be a successful model. You don't need to be a famous model to become successful in modeling. There are a lot of models who you don't know their name, you don't know their face, but they're doing a lot of commercial prints, a lot of commercial work, making a lot of money, getting residuals, etc. And they've had a great career, right? But you don't necessarily know their face or their name. Of course, being a famous model equates to success, but again, you don't need to be a famous model. You don't need to have your name seen or work for any kind of big designers or do any kind of big campaigns. You can be a commercial print model, a catalog model, and be very successful. Speaking of that, another thing I wish I knew is that there are different categories of modeling. When people think about models, they think about the top models on the runway, New York Fashion Week, doing big campaigns for Prada, Gucci, Louis Vuitton, etc. But again, they're different categories, right? There's editorial, there's runway models, there's commercial print models, there's lifestyle modeling, now there's influencer modeling, there's body parts modeling, etc. There's so many different categories. And I talked about that actually in one of my videos, so you guys should go check that out. Link will be in the description box down below. So each of these categories of modeling may have different height and measurement requirements, right? For example, the measurement for plus size models might be different from a runway model, for example, or the requirements for a fitness model might be completely different from the requirements for a commercial print model, for example. So if you don't necessarily meet the requirements, or you don't have the look per se, whatever that is, for editorial print, that's completely fine. You can still do other categories of modeling. Just look into those and look for agencies that represent those types of models. Another thing that I wish I knew is that there are actually a lot of scammers in the industry. There's so many people that play on the emotion of wanting to become a model, having this big dream and this goal and desire, and they know that, so they prey on a lot of aspiring models. They prey on your emotions, they take your money. So this is something that you guys need to be aware of. There are tons of scams. There are a lot of scammers that pretend to be agents, but they're actually not agents. They try to sell you a package, like sell you a modeling school or sell you some kind of coaching or placement or something like that. You definitely want to be aware of those things. There are a lot of scam photographers, a lot of scam talent scouts, etc. So you guys should definitely have your eyes out for those things. If it doesn't feel right, it's most likely a scam. And then finally, one thing that I didn't know before I became a model is that if you're a model, your schedule is really unpredictable, right? If you're working or you're in school, you need to have some sort of flexibility to be able to take a day off for a casting or for a job, because these things come sporadically. Like, for example, your agents might hit you up today and say, hey, you have a casting tomorrow, or hey, can you make this self-tape audition? Or can you go to this go-see to meet this client at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon? So there's not a huge lead time as far as getting notified for a casting and for a job. It comes sporadically a lot of times. So as a model, you need to keep a flexible schedule at work or at school. So this is something that you guys need to know before you become a model. If you guys have questions, drop them in the comment box down below. I definitely love to hear from you guys. If you guys are checking out this channel for the first time, don't forget to sub. Give me a thumbs up. It helps me out with the algorithm. I always appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys in my next one.